Hello and welcome to the Powerboost meditation. It's around the history and everything around the story, the character. And often we live within these stories that we have created. The more I tend to live within the story, and because the story is constantly changing, the story can really end any minute. The story is so fragile. And the more I tend to live within or inside the story, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions are all colored, influenced by these insecurities or uncertainties inside the story. And the option that we have is very simple. And it's also based in truth, based in reality. And the option is that let us live beyond the story. As spiritual beings, as beings of light, that's our truth. We are visitors in this physical dimension. The more we tend to stay in this reality, that we live outside, we live beyond, and we come here as visitors, then our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings are all influenced by that unlimited, eternal silence, unlimited, eternal security. There's nothing that I, the soul, can lose in the play. And so then I just witness, I see, I enjoy the play as a game, rather than getting lost in the details, rather than creating subtle attachments and expectations in the story. And so this realization that it's not that we are living in the story and we are visiting our eternal home of silence, but it's as if we are living there and we are visiting here. From time to time, we take a break, we come here, perform an action, and then very easily we go beyond. So this repeated practice allows our attitude, our vibrations to be very clean. Otherwise, anything that belongs to the story, it could be an attitude, it could be a personality, it begins to color and influence the way I feel in this moment. And so the more I practice living beyond the story, as if this entire story exists in a foreign dimension, and we spiritual beings, we are grounded in our eternal realm of silence. So let us experiment with this thought for a few minutes. As we sit comfortably and relax ourselves, we realize that We have created a story around the character that we souls play in this play of life. And the story that we have created, it has a beginning, it has a middle, it will also have an end. The story is just a story. I realize that the more I base my reality within the story, I tend to be influenced by whatever is happening inside the story. And so then every little detail will begin to perturb my mind. It's time to realize that the story is only a game. It's time to realize that we spiritual beings of light, eternal travelers, our reality lies beyond the story. Let us move out from this theater of life, theater of the story, and come outside, step beyond. Story world. In the world outside, in the world beyond, there's nothing but deep silence. There's nothing to do here but just to be myself. There's nothing that I can lose here. I'm complete, I'm full, I'm content in just being my real self. Living beyond the story allows me to stay beyond, to feel unlimited, to be unconditional in all my relationships, to easily go beyond expectations. I notice that the source, the divine, naturally stays and lives beyond the story. The source, the divine, never forgets this reality. He knows that the story is temporary and it's constantly changing. And this world, this silence beyond the story is permanent. It's constant. It's unlimited. As I begin to feel the presence of the divine, I naturally feel the sense of being beyond. Just like the divine is unlimited and unconditional, I begin to experience being unlimited and unconditional. Whatever happens in the realm of the story no longer influences my mind. My mind is only absorbed in the love of the One. There's nothing else that really matters. In my eternal reality, my eternal companion, the divine, is the only one that truly belongs to me. I gently rest my mind on the divine and allow for all the impressions of the story world to dissolve. All the personalities, all the scenes, everything fades away. And I only see the beautiful being behind every mask. I've come into the light. I've stepped inside myself. Just pure silence and a pure presence that brings me closer to myself. I live here. This is where I belong. Myself, my family of stars, and my eternal companion, the divine. This is the only truth. Everything else is a story. I become storyless. And truthful. I hold on to this experience in a natural way. when it is time, I come back into the story as a visitor, not creating any entitlements from within the story. Completely detached and completely loving. I live beyond and I visit the story world. The more I stay beyond, inside, the more I accept and love unconditionally outside. I live beyond the story. Om Shanti.